I recently did a video ranking OHL arenas based on my experiences, and I wasn't sure how that video would be received, but uh, yeah, a lot of people were tuning in and providing feedback. There were some hot takes in there that surprised some and were kind of critical of that choice. I'm looking to you, Owen Sound, but I figured, well, if that video is being well received, why not do another rankings video? Because someone in the comments asked, do a ranking on jerseys. And being a jersey fan myself and a jersey collector, I thought, why not? Because I love OHL jerseys. There are some amazing looks right now in the Ontario Hockey League. So I figured I'm going to break this down. We're going to do the top 10 white jerseys and then the top 10 home jerseys. So I'm going to do two separate videos. Today, let's look at the white jerseys because there are some pretty sharp looks in the OHL. And I just did it based on the white uniforms that are being used for this season. So that's the groundwork for this ranking. Let me know in the comments afterwards your thoughts on your favorite jerseys in the Ontario Hockey League, primarily the white ones, because that's what this video is going to be about. And starting off at number 10, I have the Niagara Ice Dogs. It's a clean look. I know there's not a lot of color added to the white uniforms, but I do like the striping they have at the bottom and the shoulder crest. They still have the crossbones with the St. Catharines, so the STC inside the crossbones, which I think is a great touch. And I just feel like this is a great clean look. I love the Niagara Ice Dogs logo. When they first moved to St. Catharines, they had the word mark, but that was never put on the jersey. And I think that was the right choice. And of course, now you don't see that word mark. They just go with the Niagara Ice Dog on the front of their uniform. So that's why I have it at number 10. I feel like it's, like I said, a clean look. And when you see it out on the ice, sure, it may have, it might remind you of the Chicago Blackhawks, the National Hockey League, but they're using the Ice Dogs colors, so the white, red, and black. So a nice touch there for Niagara being at number 10 on my ranking. At number 9, I have the London Knights. It kind of reminds me of the Minnesota North Stars with the green, yellow, black, and white. So it is a nice touch. I do like the colors on the shoulder yokes. I think shoulder yokes are underrated at times. And I think the London Knights do a nice job with it. And of course, the classic Knight helmet is recognizable as soon as you see it. So that's why I have it at number 9. Also, green isn't used all that much in the hockey world. And even in the Ontario Hockey League, there's just a couple of teams that have green in their uniform. And the London Knights, they do a nice job with that here with their white jerseys. At number 8, I put the Sioux Greyhounds. And yes, it's just red and white, like the Detroit Red Wings. But the nice thing that they have and they've had throughout their time in junior hockey are the 4 stars that you find at the top of the chest above the Sioux Greyhounds logo. The logo is also really sharp. I know it's simple, but sometimes the simple is the best way to go. They played with the logo in the 90s where they had the cartoon Greyhound. That was during the Joe Thornton days. That one a little too cartoony for me, but I do like the traditional look. And you're going to notice that I have a soft spot for a lot of the traditional looks, so I apologize in advance if that's not your take. But I do like the Greyhounds look. It's simple, yet effective, and they keep tradition alive with their uniforms. At number 7, another team that keeps the tradition alive, the Peterborough Petes, the maroon and white from the Lift Lock City. And they've had some changes over the last few years of their look. But I do like this one. They changed it just a few years ago. So this is kind of recent where they kind of had a lot of the piping. That was a big thing in the late 2000s, putting piping on the jerseys. Peterborough and Sudbury basically had identical jerseys, just with different colors and different logos. But for the Peterborough Petes, they do a nice job here. There's not much you can really do with Petes except with what they have. They did have that the word mark in the late 2000s and early 2010s. That was kind of odd. And then of course they added the lift lock on the shoulder. But I do like the look they have now. It's kind of a throwback to their original days. Not when they were the PTP Petes when they had that uniform look back in the day, but I'm thinking like in the 80s and the 90s, just the maroon and white. They keep it simple, and they do a nice job. It's very classy here on their white jerseys. At number 6, I have the Kitchener Rangers. Yes, it's just a word mark jersey. It's like the New York Rangers. But the thing that stands out to me for Kitchener are the red buckets, their helmets. It's something that you don't see with the New York Rangers. They have the white helmets on their white jerseys. But for Kitchener, they've got the history with the New York Rangers, who were their sponsor back in the 60s. And of course, if you don't know the story, I did the team history video on the Kitchener Rangers last summer, but the team was sold for $1 to the community. And that's why the Kitchener Rangers to this day are community owned, and they just embrace their history. I would like to see them bring back the Tex logo a little more often. There's a soft spot for me. I know I said with the Sioux Greyhounds, I don't like that cartoonish look, but for some reason, Tex back in the 90s, I had a soft spot for. They kept the base of the Rangers uniform, but that's, I think, the big thing that stands out. It's a classic look and the red helmets. Nice touch. At number 5, I have the Erie Otters. I love the Erie logo. For some, they might think it's a little busy, but I like it. And especially when they hit that, if you look at the helmet of the Otter, it reads Erie. And I like those slight touches. It's those fine details that really stand out. Plus the colors that they have. They have that yellow stripe at the bottom of the hem. And then I also like the otter on the shoulder crest. I think this is a very nice uniform. Yeah, the sponsor patch this year does stand out, but I do like it. I think it's a classy logo. I like the striping on this. It's not too busy. And that's why I have the Erie Otters at number 5 on my white jersey ranking. At number 4, the Windsor Spitfires. And for this one, they remember when they did that switch in the 2010s when they had the weird striping over the shoulders. It was such a weird look. It was almost like an X-Men kind of look. But I like that they went back to this because they used to have the Tombstone logo, which was described until they made that switch. I believe it was in 2008. They unveiled it because that was right before they won their back-to-back OHL championships. And maybe it's winning championships, and you see those images of Taylor Hall and Ryan Ellis, Adam Henrique. It kind of sends me back to thinking about those days when I see the Windsor Spitfires white uniforms. And when uniforms should do that, bring back memories. And for me, when I see this jersey, I think back to that time, and I think it's a pretty classic look. They do it better than the Washington Capitals. I know the base is the Capitals, but for Washington, it's just a word mark. But for Windsor, you've got the Spitfire airplane. It's got the soaring through the clouds look. And I think the Windsor Spitfires, their white jerseys, they do it right. At number 3, I have the Ottawa 67s. And for Ottawa, man, the barber pole look going down the arms, such a nice touch. And for Ottawa, you just think of the barber poles when you think of the Ottawa 67s. And it's the city colors because the Ottawa Senators use these colors. The Ottawa Red Blacks use these colors. It screams Ottawa. And I think the 67s do it right. They haven't changed their look really since they joined the Ontario Hockey League in 1967. They did have the angry puck logo in the 90s. That one was it had its time, but I do like what they have right now, especially with the white jersey, and that's why I have it at number 3. At number 2, I have the North Bay Battalion, and this white jersey, it just pops. I don't know what it is when you see it in person. The white jersey, it just seems like it's brighter than the rest. And maybe it's the olive green or the army green or whatever you want to call it, shoulder yokes, but I like the touch. Also embracing the military theme. Like you've got the North Bay name on the shoulder or on the arm, then you got the number, and then the insignia. I think that's a really cool touch on the arms. I know the Florida Panthers kind of do that too with their jerseys because their owner has a military background, so that's why the Florida Panthers do it. But for the Battalion, they've embraced their name since 1998 when they were in Brampton. They went to North Bay. They kept the logo. They kept the design, just changing it from Brampton to North Bay on the arms. But I think their white jersey, they got it right the first time. Why change? Although I'll say their tank jerseys, the Centennial ones they wear, those are also spot on. So if they ever decided to change from this jersey design and go full-time on the tank logo, they might also be onto something. But right now, I'm just ranking the white jerseys, and this is where I put North Bay, number 2 on the white jersey ranking. So that leaves us at number 1. I have the Sudbury Wolves. This right now, I think, is my favorite logo in the Ontario Hockey League. It's old school. It's the only logo really in North American sports where it's got a little of blood, so it's an aggressive logo with the teeth. But I just like the colors and how the Sudbury Wolves embrace it with the blue, gray, and white. And it's just screams Sudbury. When you're at the Sudbury Community Arena and they take to the ice, it's just the whole package, really. And I think the Sudbury Wolves do it right. Their previous uniforms with the piping, it was okay. And I like the wolf paw patch on the shoulders. It would have been nice if maybe that paw print would have carried over to these jerseys, but I don't know. You're not really changing too much if with or without the paw patch. I will say that the sponsor patch right now stands out quite a bit, which I think is a problem for some jerseys right now, but it's okay on this one for the Sudbury Wolves. They do a great job. I like the striping, the colors, and the Sudbury Wolves get it right. And I hope that they don't play with it too much. I know their third jersey they had last year at the word mark, that was questionable, and I'm glad they didn't decide to make that their full-time look because what they have, it wins. It's great. It's a sharp look. And like I said, right now it's my current favorite logo. Before that, my favorite was the Belleville Bulls, but of course they relocated. So this one has to take that spot now. So those are my top 10 white jersey rankings. Honorable mention goes to the Brantford Bulldogs. I like their home look as well, along with the Saginaw Spirit with the shoulder yoke. That's a great touch. And I do like the Barrie Colts white jerseys, but I feel like Barrie could use maybe a little more color. It just a lot of white, but I do like it. It is a sharp look. I love the Colts logo, but that's why it's getting an honorable mention here. So that's my white jersey, OHL jersey rank here. And let me know in the comments section down below, what are your favorite white uniforms right now in the Ontario Hockey League? Or what uniform would you like to see a current team bring back? I love to see the interactions. I love the jersey talk. Like I've said in the past, I'm a jersey nerd. I've got a jersey collection. And whenever I get a chance to talk jerseys, well, I pounce on it. That's why I'm doing this video here today. Let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Talk to you soon.